Our prep football report game of the week will be Whiting versus Hanover Central. Let's say we talk with the coach of the Whiting Oilers, Jeff Kane, joining us on PFR. And my friend, big game between two unbeatens. How big is it?
We try not to put any game as too big, but obviously 5-0 and 5-0 going against each other is going to be a big game. I said we try to treat every game just like like it was in week 14, week 15. I said this is a big game. It's going to be a big game for both schools, and it should be a fun night. Should be a fun night this Friday. I said the atmosphere should be great.
There's a target on your back because you're number 2 in Class 2A. So how bad or good is that for your football program?
That doesn't really matter. I think when we come out, I think the score is still going to be 0-0 no matter what the rankings are. Our kids have, we've actually been ranked fairly high the last 2 or 3 years, and I said this is, when it first happens, I said it's kind of a neat deal. I said right now, I said we do realize, I said we get week in and week out, I said you get everybody's Super Bowl. I said there's nothing anybody'd like better than to beat the number 2 team in the state. So like I said, it should be a fun atmosphere. I said these guys are much improved. I said we have been following them, have been watching them just simply because I said we've been getting tape from common opponents and seeing these guys, and I said they've been doing a number. I said they're scoring a lot of points and they're giving up very few. So should be a good night.
What concerns you the most about Hanover Central?
Well, they're multi-dimensional. Their quarterback is multi-dimensional. I said they can throw the ball a little bit. I said they really want to run the ball with the 3 kids, the quarterback and the fullback and the H-back that they use. I said they spread the wealth around. I said they move the ball around, and I said you really better be ready to play, or I said you'd be in for a long night.
I know your quarterback will be ready to play. Glasnow had himself a pretty good season.
Stewart's doing okay. I said this is Stewart's 3rd year starting, so I said he's a seasoned veteran out there, and I said there's not a whole lot that's going to rattle him as far as Friday night games. I said Stewart comes into his own. I said he runs the ball hard. I said when we need him to. I said he's thrown the ball very well this year. So
thanks for the time. We appreciate you.
Thanks.
All righty, that's Jeff Kane, the head coach of the Whiting Oilers. It's time now to exit stage left and head to Hanover Central. As promised, we're in Hanover Central right now to take a look at the other side of the Whiting versus Hanover Central matchup. Pete Koulianos, the head coach of the Hanover Central football team, is here. And how did you guys get so good in such a short amount of time?
Well, I think we've been blessed in that we have some decent athletes, and it's been kind of a longer process than I think people realize. These kids started playing when they were in 7th and 8th grade, so they've had some football experience. And most of these kids, when we started the high school, were playing as freshmen and sophomores, so there's quite a bit of experience here, and it was just a matter of us trying to corral that talent and get it moving all in the right direction.
I'm sure you've seen tape of Whiting by now. What is your biggest concern?
Our biggest concern is their run game. I mean, they are so physical. They don't put the ball on the ground at all, and it's going to be a challenge for our defense to stop that run game.
Now, for people who are saying, why is it that Hanover Central is so good this year, let's do some name dropping. Talk about some of the guys that have helped your football team become so good this year.
Sure. Offensively, we have Dustin Lindley, a running back. He's got 460-some yards of rushing. James Aleng, our quarterback, who's a first-year starter, has come along nicely. He's at 666 rushing. And then, obviously, we've got a very stellar defense with Jordan Andrade and David Kruger leading the way on the defensive side of the ball.
Now, you being a, quote, small school, unquote, how do you enjoy this attention?
Oh, I mean, anytime that we can get some recognition, aside from the LaPortes and the Lake Central, it's always really nice. I think we play kind of an exciting brand of football in our conference, and the teams that we face are really well coached. And so I think you'll see pretty quality-wise, you'll see football similar to what you see at the bigger schools. Just our biggest issue is lack of depth at spots.
Whiting has big game experience. Your boys obviously don't quite have the same type experience. How much of a factor will that play in Friday's game?
Well, I think it'll play a role. I think as long as our kids can hold their thoughts together and maintain their composure, I think that we'll be okay. But, as you well know, in big games there's always swings, and I think it's going to come down to how well our kids handle the good with the bad and not getting too high and too low.
Welcome to Primetime, partner.
Well, thank you so much.
All righty, that's it. Joe, Wayne, Who you got?